Searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair, but those eyes so bright.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another week of Scheananigans. I was supposed to be here with Jared today, but he woke up feeling under the weather. And speaking of weather, it is weathering in LA. It is raining, which means nobody knows how to drive. The streets, it never gets rained on, so it's extra slippery. But it's probably our one day of rain for the next few months. So since Mark is always here behind the camera, we might throw him in. Otherwise, it's just going to be me talking to you guys solo for a while. So how are you?
You're stuck with me today.
No one else I would rather be stuck with. It was me and you on book tour. No one else. I mean, sometimes like mom or sister, but we did pretty
survived.
good.
Yeah, we survived.
We survived. A lot of Celsius.
A lot, speaking of.
But we
This is
survived.
Not sponsored by Celsius.
Not sponsored. I've literally been cutting caffeine out just because of, thanks to Function Health. They're a sponsor on this episode. We'll get more into that later. But since I got my blood work done and found out, I have high cholesterol and all of the other things, I saw they have a list. It's so cool on the app where you can find foods that you should eat, shouldn't eat, blah, blah, blah. So one of the things I'm supposed to cut out is caffeine. And I know that just because of my voice. And I feel like my voice is a little extra raspy right now because I was out at a couple shows and things recently and loud. I don't know how to use my voice properly.
Wait, but what have you found to substitute caffeine? Like how are you balancing daily life?
Natural
without that,
energy.
that pick me up. Like, are you napping? Are you?
I did nap the
drinking
other day.
Water? Like,
Oh my God. So Brock and I were on a Zoom with a potential school the other day. It was the preschool set up just for our class, a Zoom with the potential K through 6, K through 12, whatever school. And Brock and I are separate that day. He's at Salty Horse, which also I saw some questions about the whole OC thing. We'll get into that in a little bit as well. But we're separate on the Zoom and I'm sitting there and I feel like I'm asleep. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to focus and I feel like I'm about to nod off in any second. Thankfully, I made it through the Zoom. I called Brock after he called me and he was like, oh my God, I loved everything they had to say, this and that. And I was like, I'm glad you were listening because I think I retained zero information. I was like, I am so tired. I sat on the couch. I took a nap. So that was like day one of no caffeine. Yesterday on Summer's field trip, I needed it. There were too many kids. So I did have an iced like oat something latte, but it's been hard. I'm trying to go to bed earlier too, thanks to my Aura
So
ring.
what time are you going to sleep now?
Before 11. I'm trying to.
No way.
Which is crazy.
I don't know if all these years I've known you, I've never known you to be a pre-11 p.m.
I
sleeper.
know, but you know how much I love to be the best at things and, get an A+. So now that I have this Aura ring, I want my readiness and my sleep to be above 90 because I got that once and it felt good because I'm like, okay, my body's rested. This is good. It's healthy. But
So then what time do you wake up in the morning now? Has that changed?
no, I still have to get up at the same time unless it's a weekend because Summer still has school
But
every
are
day.
you waking up earlier? Now that you
Not
went to
on
sleep early?
purpose. No, I have to still set my alarm
Okay.
because unless she comes in my room, I'm knocked out.
Oh.
And I made the mistake also of changing the sound on my alarm and it's a little too peaceful that I don't wake up. So I had to go back to this like,
Annoying.
yeah, I have like an annoying piano playing sound. It's like, dun-na-na-na-na, and I'm like,
Oh, that like
fine.
one of the app
Yes.
prompt ones.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I had that for a minute. And
hmm
I don't know what I have now.
How was your time with the fam? You were just out of town back in
Exhausting.
Indiana?
Good. Yeah, I was back in Indiana for the last week and I got back home like a little after 1 a.m. this morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm a little like,
I was asleep for like 3 hours already. I was in my first, what is it, REM cycle?
Yeah. So I'm kind of here with you.
Yeah, it's just like
Definitely
after book
here.
tour.
Yeah. I think that was the last time I did the podcast. We were both
Yes.
delirious. So
Yeah.
I guess it's, maybe at some point in time I'll jump on the mic when I'm fully functioning.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Maybe this is just whenever Mark's out of it, we're just gonna put him on the mic.
I love it. I'm equally as out of it. So I'm trying to, I had a matcha this morning. That's been like the one thing where if I'm not having, I know it still is caffeine,
Yeah.
but I'm feeling like, at least I'm telling myself that the green tea is healthier than just coffee and it's better for my voice.
I'm sure it is.
Go ahead, guys. Comment below. Tell me how wrong I am. It's fine. I'm just going to tell myself
What?
that for now.
People tell you you're wrong in the comments?
It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. I know you saw me in the comments today. What are you doing?
Get out.
But like
What
I
did you do this
said,
weekend?
what did I do this
I mean,
weekend?
because I feel like I've been like out of the loop. I don't even know if I saw a couple stories here and there. I think
I was
of
at a
yours.
homecoming game on Friday.
Okay. And then you were at
I was at a vow
well,
renewal. That's where I lost my voice because
Okay.
the music was so effing loud that I felt like yelling.
Oh, I did see something about that online. I don't even know if it was from you, but it was like I think it might have been a Google alert that was like, Scheana like avoids the cameras at vow renewal or something.
What?
I think some
You mean Elaine's personal cameras, like
Yeah.
Real
that
Productions
her
or whatever?
videographer for I think
I was all up in those
I
cameras.
think someone had like screen captured different, stories from other people that had been there that like you
and
were
it's
in
like me on the
background of.
side
Yeah.
talking to Jesse and Lacey, and they're like, "What's happening?"
Oh, I didn't see that. I
Oh.
think it was just like you off to the side, and it's just like, oh, Scheana's avoiding the cameras, but like the cameras you're avoiding are like the other iPhones of other attendees that you don't know, probably.
That's so funny.
So, but
I did not avoid them. They got me front and center in the cameras several times. But it was good to see Zach, Jasmine, Melissa, Benji, and then, Jesse and Lacey were there because they've been so busy filming. So I haven't really seen everyone as much. But it was fun. Good conversations, actually.
yeah.
You'd be proud of me.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear more once we put the mics down.
Anyway,
What did Summer get up to? I saw she was
she was at the party.
Oh, and then she went to something fall.
Oh, we went to a
festivity
county
related.
fair for another school we're looking at. And then we went on her field trip at the Underwood Family Farms. It's like the biggest pumpkin patch you've ever seen.
How far is that away?
It's in Moore Park. It's like 40 minutes north of me in a little traffic.
Okay.
It was like
towards,
maybe 30
Santa
miles.
Barbara, like that direction.
Santa Susana. Like, remember
That
where
means nothing to me.
remember where I got married the first time? I know you weren't there, but it was off the 118 off Cooner Drive.
What?
I passed it.
Or
I found
what
out.
language are you speaking?
Yeah. Anyways.
I mean,
so
I've been in LA for
the
13 years. I
118
should know
is
these
the
things,
freeway just a little bit north of the
still
101.
but only know my bubble.
Yeah. Your WeHo bubble.
Yep.
So I'll give you a little map lesson. You got the 405.
Yeah.
You got the 101.
Okay.
You keep going up the 405 north.
Okay.
You're going to hit the 118.
Okay.
And then
So this
you
is
take that
geography with
west. And that's like Porter Ranch
Okay.
and that area, Granada Hills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's up
in
that way. And then
direction.
you keep going and then you get on the 23. I didn't know
You
that was
all
a
these
thing.
roads.
I was always really good with direction as a
But
kid.
did you know like this part of LA when you were growing up? Like, or did you stay
No.
in your
But before maps,
as
we
you
had
said.
to learn our way around.
sure?
So when I was first coming out to LA when I was 18, 19, 20, I was always the designated driver because my friends were crazy. I didn't trust any of them. So I was always DD. I would have one Midori sour, which still was super illegal if you're under 21 because you can't have anything in your system. But it was either a Corona or a Midori sour. And I just had to learn the way. You know, it's like we would have MapQuest sometimes printed out, but I would have to drive to the after parties up in the Hollywood Hills and find shortcuts. And now I fully rely on Waze and maps. Even when I'm driving from like home to summer school, I know exactly which way I'm going, but she likes to watch it on the maps that now I'm even like, I just have to follow the maps. I feel like I've forgotten, but clearly I remembered. So anyway, how about we take a little break and then we figure out what we want to talk about?
Sounds good.
All right. So as I mentioned earlier in this episode, Function Health is one of our sponsors today on Scheananigans. And if you saw my Instagram story, a couple days ago, you would know exactly what I'm talking about, or you've heard me talk about it on this podcast before. And that's because Function is the only health platform that gives me this data that I swear most people are never going to get. It gives you the exact insights to start doing something about it, what foods you should avoid, what foods you should add to your diet, maybe a suggestion of what supplement would help. And obviously, they say go over it with your doctor as well. But just having all of that in one place on the app, online, it made it so easy. And I genuinely would not have known I had high cholesterol had I not gone and tested all of these biomarkers. It's not something I've ever gotten blood work before. And now I know, thanks to Function. I feel like most routine physicals skip a lot of these markers, and that's why I didn't know how many out of range I had until Function. And with Function, you can see what stress is really doing inside and take steps to restore balance, energy, and clarity. So you guys can learn more and join using my link. Function is a near 360 view to see what's happening inside your body. And my first 1,000 listeners get $100 credit towards their membership. Visit www.functionhealth.com/goodasgold or use gift code goodasgold100 at sign up to own your health. And as you also know, a fave of mine to shop for all things home and more is Wayfair. I'm telling you, something in every room from Wayfair in this house. And the holidays are approaching. I'm so excited. We've got Halloween coming up and then Thanksgiving, Christmas, Happy New Year. And as the holidays approach, you can get what you need to personalize your home with Wayfair. You can shop holiday decor for literally every room in the house, whether it's Christmas trees, wreaths, or inflatables for the front yard. Wayfair is your one-stop shop. They also have like bedding and bath stuff for kids' rooms, kitchen essentials. You know, we're big on hosting pasta night over here, so definitely had to get some new silverware from Wayfair. And overall, they have something for every style and every home, no matter your space or budget. Wayfair makes it easy to tackle your home goals this holiday season with endless inspiration for every space and budget, free and easy delivery, even on the big stuff. So go to Wayfair to find all of your seasonal must-haves. Get organized, refreshed, and ready for the holidays for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. So that's all that I was up to this weekend, but what were you up to back home?
Yeah, so the first full week in October in my hometown in Indiana, it's our fall festival. Which is
Cute.
I don't know if this is like what they say, and it might have just been 1 year, or I don't know where this stat comes from, but they say it's like the second largest street festival in the United States behind Mardi Gras.
Oh.
It's like really big. It's like all of like one, street, mini blocks. It's like 180 food booths that like line, which is all like, different community organizations, a lot of churches, school, like PTAs, the frat sororities from like the local colleges have like a booth, whatnot.
Yeah.
And then like rides, all typical like fair type of activities.
Cute.
So yeah, cute. And then, a few parades. There's like the pet parade. There's which I think we talked about last time I was on. Talked about the dog Heidi that was in the pet parade.
Oh, that's right. Yes. I remember
that's
that
the fall festival. So my brother started he lives in the DC area. His twins are 8. So he started taking them every year to go back home. And since, and it's put on, okay, this is going to take us on another tangent, but it's put on by the West Side Nut Club, which is
the Nut
has
Club.
nothing to do with nuts. It's West Side Nut Club.
Okay.
And it's really just like kind of like a men's organization in the community, almost like a
Called
frat
Nuts.
for like
the
dads.
Nut Club.
Yeah.
Because you have nuts.
I get maybe maybe I don't know what
I mean, it's a men's club called the Nut Club.
I mean, not you. All the dots are connecting right now. That could be it.
Yeah.
I just I don't know what I thought like where the name came from, but this
It's
is
the first thing that came to my mind.
this is like the 104th, I think,
Nut Club.
year of like the fall festival.
Okay.
So the Nut Club's been around since before then. So,
I mean, it makes sense if you think about how long it's been around too.
but like my dad's like a past president of the Nut Club. Like,
Oh, okay.
so like always very involved growing up. I think they get like, it's like 250,000 people that come through like the festival, like during that week. They raise a lot of, it's basically a big fundraiser.
Okay.
All the money goes back into the community. It's not like a for-profit situation.
Gotcha.
So yeah, basically the biggest fundraiser for like the community throughout the year.
Okay.
So I was back there for that, but then also got roped into lots of things helping out around the house, like, then seeing lots of cousins, family, aunts and uncles, granddad, who's still kicking. And then,
Awesome.
one of my like cousins who like she's in college. You can't find Labubus back in Indiana, so I had like given her one. And
Which one?
One of the ones from the Have a Seat collection. I don't remember exactly which one. And her little cousin saw it in the house, and she goes to some like culty Christian like school, and thought it was possessed,
a little demonic friend.
Yes. So she threw it away. So I gave like that cousin a new one, but then, the little like culty Christian girl I had to go talking to, and was like, and I was like, okay, I'll play by her playbook.
Yeah.
So what's like, I think it's the 6th commandment. I should know after like 13 years of Catholic school, and you have a lot of Catholics going to your belt too. So
I could say the Our Father in Spanish, but don't make me do it right now.
Okay. Later.
Padre nuestro.
Later. I'm for sure gonna follow up on that,
Okay.
that one though. Like I'll call you at 9:30 one night, be like, okay,
let's pray together in Spanish.
Cashing in my my Our Father in Espanol. But yeah, I was like, what's like the 6th commandment? I think that's like thou shalt not steal, right?
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah. I don't know what number,
but
but
it was
definitely one of those. Yes.
Like, and what would God think of that? Went through all that with her, and then hopefully it clicked in that.
Wow, you pulled the God card.
I know. I did. I'm glad I still have that somewhere. I thought
Thou shalt
I thought they'd all
steal.
been like,
You broke a
incinerated.
commandment.
Yeah. So
Cute.
got the Labubus sorted.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, yesterday, what was it? Yesterday's Monday. I don't know. I feel like I've lived like 7 lives since.
Yeah,
I've seen
you're
you
like a
last.
cat.
Yeah. And I'm literally on my
You have 2 more.
Yeah. Well, maybe after this Celsius, I'll have an extra.
I know I saw that and I'm like, am I going to break my I haven't had espresso martinis in 7 weeks tonight because I'm so fucking tired and I'm going to have a girl's dinner.
Oh.
Hence why there's a little bit of makeup on my face.
Maybe just do some jumping jacks right beforehand.
I do need to work out still.
Not even like to work out, but like that sometimes helps me, which maybe it's just all like a placebo effect. But sometimes if I do like just some jumping jacks, like it like gives me at least like 15 minutes. It's like I get my wings for like a few minutes.
Oh, okay. I'll try that.
Try it.
Perfect.
Maybe not.
Okay.
But yeah, yesterday I spent putting up Christmas trees for my parents.
I love that.
So because they can't get things out as easily anymore.
Totally.
And my dad can't, he would be the one that would have to get the boxes down, and he can't anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, and I was worried then there was a comment that was made like, well, maybe we just won't be able to put them up this year. And I was like, no, like I'll just get it all up before I leave.
Yeah.
Even though it's mid-October and your neighbors are going to think you're crazy, but you know
Who
what?
cares? To each their own. You know what? I can't wait. I think it's November 9th. So you guys also, not an ad, but I'm going to shout out my friend here, Ashley. She has a company, Holiday Creations Interiors. And yes, November 9th, we are setting up Christmas at the Davies house.
That's great.
I'm like, you know what? I want it for as long as possible. Summer loves it.
Yep.
They did such an amazing job last year. I'm like, why are we going to wait until closer to Thanksgiving, until December? Like,
I agree. And also then like that next weekend is BravoCon for you. And then after that's like,
oh, don't remind me. I know it's going to be so busy. I know.
So quickly. Like I'm very much a weekend after Halloween, Christmas can go out, can go up.
Yeah. Last year we even kept our skeleton at the piano. We just put a Christmas hat, a Santa hat on him.
We love versatile
Summer
decorations.
Holiday Creations _interiors, plural. If you guys are looking in the LA area to get your house decorated, she's the best.
Are you doing a different theme this year? Or is it the same decorations?
I think we might do more in Summer's room now that she is just more into certain things. So like maybe we do a little more Grinch or something like that.
Okay.
But I think we're just going to go a little bigger this year. I still have all the same decor. I still like the white and gold and all of that. But Brock wants it to be an attraction, which I tell him like, honey, we don't want people coming to our house to see
He wants
it.
to do a big out.
He wants it like
thing.
Christmas with the cranks,
Oh.
like free Frosty up on the roof and all of it.
Oh, wow.
We'll see how much I allow.
Yeah. I mean, that is the blessing and curse of Brock Davies.
Mhm.
It's
Goes big,
goes big.
never goes home.
Just goes bigger. Yep.
Yeah.
It's can't do anything like can't half-ass it. It's always can we
Mhm.
do the most.
I know. And it's like, I love him, but I'm just like, honey, I wanted a fucking dining room table a year ago. And I get it. We were wanting to do the Nook first. The Nook has been done for months. The table's still not done because he wants to do this grand thing, which it's going to be dope when it's done. But I want a table now.
You know the way to probably motivate him? Just
Adderall?
no, I mean, well, medication potentially to like focus his ADHD.
He did get a prescription finally.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
We
he
love
hasn't picked it up.
progress.
It probably expired already.
Well, one step forward,
Yeah.
3/4 step back, I
Yeah.
guess. But at least the wheels are moving.
True.
But just order one,
Order what?
a table.
I told him I was going to. Here's the problem. Can't find one as big as we actually need. I was looking, the measurements were all too small. Every table I found that I liked. That's why he's making it custom. Thought about it. I know.
Well, can you just maybe say like, oh, the Task Rabbit's coming on Sunday to finish the table?
If it's not done by this weekend, then yes. Okay, so I did have a couple fun topics that I wanted to talk about with Jared, but now you get to talk about them with me instead.
Great. I love a topic.
Are you friends with your exes?
Like social media friends, or like we're like friends, like we're like we hang
Both.
out. Social media friends with most
Yeah, same.
like close friends where I talk to all the time or we like hang out. No.
Okay.
I don't think so. No.
Because a study published in Personality and Individual Differences suggests that staying friends with an ex might not always be about maturity. It could indicate psychopathic tendencies in some people. Am I a psychopath?
Well, are you friends with any of your exes?
I have been, yeah. Brock works with one of them.
Well, like when you say friends, is it like your acquaintances? Because
Brock works with him.
I love you, Scheana,
But
you're like
no
your
one wants to
definition
hear I
of
love
the-
you, but
Your definition of the term friend is different than I think some people's definition of the word
Fair.
friend.
okay.
Like, but there's a lot of new gray territory when it comes to like the term friend. Like I was someone that we both mutually follow each other on social media. Like
Mhm.
his husband had passed away this past week,
Mm.
and it was a very tragic event that had happened. And I was relaying it to one of my friends, and I was like, how do I refer to this person? Because they're not my friend, but it's not just some random person on the internet because we both follow each other.
Mhm.
But then if you say, so like a mutual follow who I like sometimes like, you know, we engage with each other
Yeah.
like, content on social media
Uh-huh.
and, you know, sometimes might like send a meme or something to each other,
Right.
but we're not like
I know people
friends
like
where
that.
we're like hanging out or
Totally.
we're like sharing intimate details of our lives
Yeah.
together. Like, what would you classify that as? Because it's not like a friend, but it's not
But then
a
the
stranger.
second you were to meet in person, that's your friend. Is it just that
No,
one
like-
in-person interaction that you need to consider someone a friend?
No, because we've like had an interaction, but like it's not. But we don't have like we don't continue to like have we have like a, I guess, online banter,
Uh-huh.
but we don't have like a in real life friendship. They also person doesn't, lives on the other side of the country, so like we
Gotcha.
wouldn't see each other all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just don't know.
So
how you,
definitions
necessarily
of friends are different.
yes.
Yes.
Sorry, we went off on a tangent. But
It's
yes,
okay.
yes.
You're the king of tangents. I love it. Well, researchers found that participants who maintained friendships with former partners often showed dark personality traits such as selfishness, lack of empathy, and manipulative behavior. Many admitted that they kept exes around for personal gain, including access to sex, money, or information, and sometimes using charm to maintain those ties. But they stress this doesn't mean everyone who stays friends with an ex is a psychopath. And the key difference lies in intentions. If the friendship is genuine, empathetic, and not rooted in personal benefit, it's likely healthy rather than manipulative. Thoughts?
I mean, I that sounds like right.
I mean, I think being on good terms with an ex is different too than being friends with.
Yeah.
Because I have done both, and those who I was friends with, I now am on good terms with. Maybe not since the book came out, but before the book.
But yeah, if like people that like I've dated that when we see each other, we're like, cool, there's no beef. We don't act like strangers.
Yeah.
But that's also the thing with anyone that's been a part of my life, even if it was a friendship breakup per se, or like we just grew distant, like if we've like been cool at some point in time and know each other and know each other's names and then run into each other in public and then act like, we don't know each other, that's also weird. So like, I feel like I can't think of an ex that like if I saw, okay, there's one ex that I can think if I saw, I would avoid like the plague, but that's also because he probably is like a psychopath.
Yeah. Oh, wait. There was one time when I was with you and you're like, that guy. Remember? We were at an after party once.
Oh, but that was not like an ex. That
No,
was
I
like
know. But it was just like, of all the men.
Yeah. But I mean, in this like small little like pond of West Hollywood.
Right. It's
like
not
a
crazy.
Cesspool of pond, but
totally.
Lots of overlap. But
not an ex, but a past hookup, a magic micer. I saw in line 2 lines down from me at the bar at Rise a couple weeks ago in Vegas. And I was like, oh, thank God I had a hat, sunglasses, and a scarf on my face because it looked like he was with a girlfriend or someone. And I was just like, I don't want an awkward, like, hello, or do I act like we don't know each other?
Well, that's one thing where if it's someone that you've just hooked up with,
right?
I think it's fine to act like strangers in public. If
right.
There's never been a friendship or like you went
there
on
kind
dates.
of was.
Okay.
I mean, we hung out for a bit.
Okay.
I was a part of his number in the show. I was a part of a lot of those numbers though. But anyway, it was just like, I looked over and I was like, oh God. And then my friend was like, oh, I recognize him. He was in the movie. I was like, mm-hmm.
Oh, he's in the movie too.
Yeah, they used a lot of the real guys in the movie.
So
the movie was...
Are some of your investigative followers not going to be able to go and source and be like, which guy from the show?
Well, there were 2, so...
Whatever, what year was that? 2018? 2017?
It was 2018.
2018?
Yeah.
It was in the movie.
2 Magic Mikes, Chippendale. But which ones?
But which one?
Anyway, did you see that per Time magazine, gossiping is actually smarter than you think? So they're arguing that we need to stop treating gossip as a moral failing and start recognizing it as a form of social intelligence. I mean, the author had said before there was social media, there was gossip, which, fact, there still is. Long before tweets could topple reputations, whispers did the job just fine, sometimes with deadlier precision. But gossip has also been a lifeline, fueling resistance, stitching together communities, and rallying support for social justice movements all over the world. And historically, gossip is equal parts social glue and poison.
Yeah, I mean, that all sounds like legit to me.
Right?
I think like gossip has such like a negative stigma, which also is usually placed on women.
Uh-huh.
I think people like to put out this like, like thing like, oh, women are just like gossips. Or,
yeah.
Like, I mean,
like the same thing as talking behind someone's back is like gossiping, and it's always seen as negative.
But like like I look at say my dad and his friends and like his male friends growing up who like get together and play cards or golf, like
They're gossiping.
they're gossiping.
Yes.
They're talking about
men
life.
gossip.
They were bigger gossips than probably my mom and her girlfriends growing up.
Oh, totally.
So, I mean, maybe, I don't think, I mean, and I think that's probably more the norm. I think I feel like gossip, and I have no like scientific basis in saying this, but I think when it's been women just having community relations, it's been framed as gossip, maybe as a way to almost like control women even more from a societal perspective. And we don't have to get into that the depth of it.
Tell me how you really feel.
But I do feel like some of those negative stigmas that aren't applied to men as equally as they are to women, you have to like step back and say why.
Yeah.
But I guess the overall like, you know, thesis of whatever like was put out about how gossip is a necessary social tool, like like, especially from like an anthropological perspective. I mean, that's my background. So anytime that I, you know, can insert my useless archaeology degree.
Wait, you actually have that?
That's what my
I forgot that.
Was,
no, I was like, wait, hold on, you're not fucking with me right now.
So anytime I can, you know, apply that in some context, sometimes I'll really like fish there. But I mean, think about it, like what, and not to say gossip was the Kubrick, you know, monolith that separates humans from the rest of the animal kingdom. But what are like, you know, some of those big things, those big social structures that really differentiate us, our species, from all the other animals species? You can look at
not much.
You know, is it like opposable thumbs? Is it bipedalism? Is it body ornamentation? Is it the stratification of society and civilization? Or, you know, but one of the, you know, theories that I think a lot of people have floated is that it is, you know, our like their social interaction, our ability to like talk about ourselves and others and form social bonds in that way. So in that way, I think gossip, of course, like when it is used in a negative way with malice, to tear people down. Yeah. I think obviously that's negative, but with, you know, with anything, there's two sides of the same coin. And I do see like the positive aspects that there would be to gossip, because it is, as you said, like a social glue. Like it does.
I'm going to go gossip tonight with all of my girls.
Yep. I mean, what did they say? It's like a form of like intelligence, or is it stimulating intelligence?
Yes.
Or something?
There was something else that I read the other day. Hold on, I want to find this. I sent it to my friends, but I've got a group chat that I've never really been a like meme sender.
Yeah.
But these girls are. And so I try to keep up, but it's like between them and my mom, the amount of things they send me, I can't keep up. But this one I saw I thought was cute. It says, your friend is your mirror and your anchor. That's why one kind word from them drowns out the noise of self-doubt. Science shows friendships strengthen self-worth, and this is how you can lean into it, it says. And then it has all of these things about how when someone believes in you, your brain releases oxytocin. This chemical lowers stress and helps you feel safe. That safety makes it easier to believe in yourself again, et cetera, et cetera. So I reposted this on my Instagram page if you guys want to go and swipe over and read the rest of them. But I sent that to the girls and I was like, I relate to this because on days like today, when I choose to take a trip down comment lane, you know, I then need to go and vent to my girlfriends to have some positivity come back from them, to remind me that the people saying this shit, it doesn't matter. All of the people I meet out in this real world that we live in person, never have ever once said the things that people say to me online.
How, I guess, we behave on social media, it's so interesting. When like a tide turns, it like really turns, and people like really lean into it because they like to get everyone likes to get positive feedback. People can act like they don't. People can act like things don't bother them. But we all like to lean into the positive and like to lean away from the negative. That's
Yeah.
just human
It's
nature.
literally my love language, words of affirmation. And I'm like, can we change this? Like, I don't want to always have to feel that way.
Totally, but that's just like, innate to
Mhm.
our humanness.
Yeah.
But the same way as like people's social media behavior is, if something is, say, like for instance, it's all of a sudden it's cool to hate on Scheana Shay.
Yeah.
So
Isn't it always?
I mean, I think it's, there's ebbs and flows for sure. But if it's then cool to hate on Scheana Shay, then people are going to say negative things. And even if they don't necessarily think that, but that's,
Yeah.
to fit in, to be cool, to get that positive affirmation back,
Mm-hmm.
to get likes, to get engagement. And then, and then if people then say positive things about you, then they get shit on. They,
Yeah.
People, yell at them, downvote them, whatever those different terms or
Clap
different
back.
platforms would
Yeah.
be. So,
Because it is easy to, harp on the one negative when there's 100 positive, and to ruminate on those.
I don't know. You haven't been in the comments. Maybe if you think
There's not 100
Yes.
positive. That was
to one negative.
You know what I mean.
Sorry to burst your bubble.
No, I just went in the comment section today, and only because my friend's account I follow, Lex Tilly, had posted.
Now, is that a friend? Is that a social
No,
media
she
friend? I'm
is. She
kidding.
is
I'm
a
kidding. I'm
friend.
kidding.
Like,
I'm
I
kidding.
think we've spent a holiday together. She's
No.
been to my home.
I know. I'm just
I know.
kidding. From
But
earlier.
my actual friend who left us in LA and went back to Hawaii, I get it. She had posted and was just like, oh my God, the comments are so mean. I was like, are they? I haven't looked. So then, of course, I had to go look. And I commented back, as we know, to a few. But I'm like, this is part of the problem. This is why there's stigma around things and why people don't feel safe to open up about things, is because of the response. And that's one thing I talked about in my book, where I just like wanted to say in the comment section, read my fucking book and you'll know why. I talked about this now.
Well, the people that had all those comments didn't even read the article they were commenting about. They
Clearly.
read I don't even know if they read like the headlines or the bylines
I know,
or anything
right?
of what was screenshot and shared there.
Yeah.
They were not even the caption. They just
No, but
finding the other commenters.
it was a post that this interview I did with BuzzFeed. So October is a lot of things month.
Yes.
So we've got Latino Heritage. It's OCD Awareness Week, but I think some are just celebrating OCD the whole month.
Mhm.
Breast cancer awareness. What else do we have? I know October's a big one. It was just World Mental Health Day.
Mhm.
So we've got a lot. Let's just start with OCD. So this week, as the podcast comes out, it is OCD Awareness Week. And this is something that hits very close to home, especially when we're talking about just, the 1 negative to 3 positive comments. I can ruminate on these things sometimes, and that's why I really do try to stay out of the comment section, because my OCD.
Not to cut you off, but people that just are reading the transcript of this podcast,
Yeah.
and aren't going to see the nuance of like Scheana saying, "Oh, 1 positive or 3 positive to 1 negative," and like you saying that sarcastically, they're
They're going to take it as yes.
like, oh, Sheena's delusional. She thinks that she's getting this ratio when it's the opposite. Sorry, go back.
But,
You're
yeah.
saying an important message.
It started with, I think I've had OCD my whole life. Anyone who listens to this podcast knows, but it was the postpartum OCD diagnosis that I got. And that's one form of OCD that causes really gnarly, terrifying, intrusive thoughts that just feel completely out of my control. It's like watching my worst nightmare, but in real life, but it's not in real life because it's in my head, but I'm like seeing the worst case scenarios happen to my daughter, my husband. And I feel like a lot of people make light of OCD and are like, oh, I'm so OCD. I need this organized, or I'm so OCD and intrusive thoughts and whatever. But OCD is not a personality quirk. It's not just being about this needs to be neat, this needs to be particular. It is a real mental health condition that even my own husband didn't realize until he went to the IOCDF conference with me last year. And then I went again this year. But it's rooted in anxiety and fear, and it can affect anyone, especially new moms. So I want to just put this out there because I think obviously awareness matters. So many people silently struggle with this. I did for so long, and I didn't even realize exactly what was happening to me when it was. I knew it wasn't postpartum depression, but I couldn't exactly place my finger on it. I'm not a doctor. I didn't want to tell my doctor because I knew it wasn't postpartum depression from the research I had done with that. But if you are experiencing anything that you are relating to what I'm saying right now, anything of that sort, talk to a therapist or a doctor because it is so often misdiagnosed. And the most important thing is it's treatable. I mean, it's been life-changing the amount that I have worked on myself over the last few years since this diagnosis. I've done EMDR, I've done ERP, CBT, all of the things. And I'm also on medication now. And it's all really helped. So a great place for you guys to start if you are feeling this or you know someone who is, send them to iocdf.org. They offer education, support, access to therapists who specialize in OCD treatment. I found my psychiatrist through them who prescribed me my Zoloft that I'm on. And this week, this whole month, and I mean, literally 365, unless it's leap year, I'm joining the movement to break the stigma around OCD by encouraging open and honest conversations because healing starts with awareness, and I think awareness starts with us. So the more we talk about it, the more people feel okay to open up about it. And it's been life-changing for me, and especially the conference. I think the next one, maybe it's in Seattle. It's somewhere, I think in the Northwest, but they do it every July and it's amazing. So going to take one more break and then get to some of your questions and wrap it up. All right. And lastly, today's episode is also brought to you by Squarespace. So this is what Brock and I use when we are selling things online. Like when we're selling our merch, whether it's, vinyls, boy crazy beanies, Squarespace has been great. So this, if you don't know, is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to legitimately stand out and succeed online. So whether you are like me and you just were starting out a brand, as I did with Boy Crazy, or if you're managing a growing brand, which I hope to do in the future, Squarespace, they make it so easy to create a beautiful website. You can engage with your audience and you can sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place and all on your terms. And we love when things are on our own terms, don't we? At least I do. And one thing I also want to point out is Squarespace payments. It's the easiest way to manage your payments in one place. Onboarding is fast and simple. You get started in just a few clicks and you start receiving payments right away. Plus, you give your customers more ways to pay with popular payment methods like ACH direct debit. You can do Apple Pay, Afterpay, ClearPay, all the things, and Klarna. So head to squarespace.com/goodasgold for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use Good as Gold to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Today's episode of Scheananigans is also brought to you by Fabletics. I have been living in my Fabletics sets that I got recently because I've been living in the gym. And when you live in activewear, you can never have enough. I love me a good matching set, as everyone knows. And even though I'm not filming right now, that was always my go-to when I didn't know what to wear. I'm like, I'll just put on a workout set. And Fabletics has always been a go-to of mine. Outside of that, the good stuff, I feel like it usually costs a fortune. And That's what I love about Fabletics. Not only does it feel good and look good, but it doesn't cost a fortune. I get the pieces that feel premium and perform like the expensive brands without the crazy price tag. So, this is where I like to shop. Becoming a Fabletics VIP is so simple. When you sign up as a new VIP, you get 80% off everything. And after that, the membership is about $60 a month, I think, unless you skip. And the thing about Fabletics also, they're not just about good deals. They're also about doing the eco-friendly stuff. Half of their fabrics are made from recycled materials, which I think is pretty great. So why don't you treat yourself to gear that looks good, feels good, and doesn't break the bank with Fabletics? Go to fabletics.com/goodasgold and sign up as a VIP and get 80% off everything. That's fabletics.com/goodasgold to sign up as a VIP and get 80% off everything. Again, that's fabletics.com/goodasgold. All right. So on the break, I wanted to make sure I was saying this all correctly. So, I went to good old Google because I'm still trying to figure out ChatGPT. But I said, I'm pretty sure Latino Heritage Month earlier, but it is National Hispanic Heritage Month. So for those of you listening who don't know the difference, because I had to look it up, Hispanic Heritage Month includes countries from Spain, Mexico, Central and South America, and the Spanish-speaking nations of the Caribbean. Hispanic refers to a person with origins from a Spanish-speaking country, while Latino refers to a person from or with ancestry in Latin America. Therefore, someone can be both, such as a person from Mexico, but a Brazilian is Latino but not Hispanic because they speak Portuguese. So, a little lesson there for all of us. But in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month, I am Hispanic. For those of you who don't know, I talked about it in my book. I have talked about it a little bit on the show in the early seasons. If you read the book, you know why I have not been more open speaking about this. It was never because I was embarrassed or ashamed. I just hadn't always been comfortable talking about my Mexican side of the family because my dad who raised me is Dutch and everyone knows that side of the family. Those closest to me know all sides of the family. But I never wanted my dad, my Dutch blonde hair, blue eyed dad, to feel less than or to feel like he was never my real dad. So I do go into this in more detail in the book. You can get your copy at mygoodsidebook.com. It's a New York Times bestseller. I know you never heard me say that, but there's that element. And then there's the element of not being raised with the language, the culture. Even though I grew up in Azusa, I went to a very predominantly Hispanic school for junior high as well as for high school. But I just kind of felt like I had a bit of imposter syndrome, like I didn't fit in because I was the white girl because my last name was Jankin. I didn't have a Mexican last name. And I just never felt like I was really a part of the community. So I did not talk about this for a really long time. And then when I was writing the book, I'm like, you know what? This is something I'm proud of. And I want to talk about it because I think not only can so many people relate to it, but so many people have questions. They've heard me make a comment about being Mexican, but then they look at my parents and they're like, wait, huh? So yeah, it is something I've struggled with. And I don't ever want to be seen as just taking advantage of, like the positive parts of this community. I have, an opportunity before me right now. And this is one of the things that I saw in the comment section. They're like, why wouldn't you talk about this when you had a platform? And I'm like, I still have a platform. The platform of the show, I did touch on it, but I also was respectful of my dad who watched the show. And I just didn't ever want him to feel less than, like I said. But
I think, not to cut you off, but I do think that there is, something important. I think so often we and do see different celebrities leaning in one. Is it time to pick up summer?
Time to pick up summer. That's the alarm
That's
sound.
The So now you're going to start associating anytime you have to pick up Summer with like that feeling of when you wake up and you're like annoyed
Shit.
and like, I don't want to wake up. It's like now like having to pick up your daughter. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like,
I know.
I don't want to do this. It's going to be like, what is that? Like Pavlov's conditioning?
Oh,
Like
yes.
Pavlov's dog.
Uh-huh.
Like you associate the bell with like the
That.
positive reinforcement, whatever.
Yep.
Okay. Back on topic.
Back to Scheana being Mexican.
And not letting Mark tangent. But yeah, so many celebrities or public figures don't necessarily, have to deal with like the daily negatives of certain groups that they have affiliation
Mhm.
with. So I think it is, good to point out like, hey, like I'm a part of this group. I'm evolving in this space. I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm wanting to learn more. I'm wanting to like, understand my heritage more.
Yeah.
But I don't want to just be experiencing the positives. Like,
Yeah.
or I want to make sure I'm also, be all encompassing of what this group has to go through. And deal
Yeah.
with.
No, for sure. I mean, there's just so many people being targeted by their skin color, their language, the music they listen to, I mean,
Yeah, just like Bad Bunny with the Super
yeah, no, it's just, it's all wrong.
and all the it's so funny to see all these political commentators that so many
Mhm.
people base their voting decisions on, their economic decisions
I
on,
know.
and that didn't realize that Puerto Rico is America,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, I don't think I needed my passport when I went.
no, you don't, because it is
Yeah.
American territory,
Mm-hmm.
and Bad Bunny is an American citizen, so that's as
Literally.
American as it gets.
Yep. I'm just going to rapid fire a few questions. Was the role on the Valley a friend of or full-time role? Well, I can't reveal exact details on offers and contracts, but I will say it was very much on par with my deals, not my demoted ones. Are you done with Bravo? No, I will be at BravoCon next month. So hope that answers that. Did the Valley cast all turn on you as reported? No, I did see this OK Magazine story, and I actually had someone reach out to me about that. They were like, oh, can you comment on this? And I'm like, haha, no. And they go, do you want that to be your comment, that you laughed it off and said no? I was like, no, like no comment. And I also don't want no comment to be my comment. But yeah, they said they were tired of my abuse or whatever. And the person,
Oh, I mean, that was because I saw that article over the weekend too. It was very clearly coming from one person who had two clients mentioned in it.
Brandy and Earl the Pearl.
Yep, and Earl the Pearl
Let's
told
connect
me
the dots.
that his, who he was working with. I
Yeah.
clocked that immediately as that's who Brandy works with,
Exactly.
and that person also works with that publication a lot.
I
So,
know. So, yeah.
Unfortunately, I mean, or fortunately, for that matter, stories, headlines about you are getting traffic and clicks. So, I think there are some opportunistic people out
Mhm.
there who are noticing that and
Yeah.
jumping in and jumping on the bandwagon, because that
Mm-hmm.
gets attention to their clients.
Yep. Oh, wait. You know what? I'm just going to end on this one because I saw this earlier when I was screenshotting. People had used the content of Brock working at a coffee shop in OC as proof to back up Tamara's claims that you wanted to get on Real Housewives of Orange County. So, Salty Horse is a place my sister and I both invested in. It is her boyfriend's cafe. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner in Costa Mesa. It is absolutely incredible. The timing of it was coincidental when they opened and Tamara decided to go on Watch What Happens Live and say that. Baskin a couple weeks ago here confirmed that he's never heard me say that. But if you guys are in Orange County, absolutely check it out. It's the best coffee, matchas, sandwiches, breakfast, lunch, dinner you've ever had. I'm serious. It's really good.
So you're saying you didn't invest in this specific coffee shop so that it could be your future storyline and door into Real
No.
Housewives of Orange County,
I hate to break it to you, but
and didn't send
not
Brock
yet
to
at
work
least. Just
there
kidding.
for that very purpose.
No. Do you have a Jack's Hole for the week to wrap it up?
Yes, I think so. There was on my flight last night I had a connection in Atlanta, but Atlanta to LA. There was a guy sitting a few rows behind me that it's a quiet evening flight. All of a sudden yells, "Help!" really loudly out of nowhere.
Oh my God, that's so scary.
And it was a joke.
That's
So all
not
these
funny.
people, no, on a plane, it's like yelling fire
You
in like a
should get
burning
fined
building.
for that.
You should get on a no-fly
That's like
list.
saying bomb.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. I got to go run in this weather and pick up my kid from school. We will see you next week.
For this all my
Bye.
life.